Christmas. Dear Bigger, please. um, Merry Christmas, guys. I'm recording this on 25th of December, and yeah, I just wanted to put out like a little episode before the year ends, and thank you so much for sticking with me if you're watching today. And yeah, so first, welcome to Chimwe Chats, first of all, and mental health check-in today. Today, I'm actually, we are feeling good. We're feeling good. Making a lot of food for Christmas, drinking a lot of alcohol, jokes. But yeah, we're feeling good. Like, I've been off from school for like 2 weeks now, and I think, yeah, I needed that reset. I haven't been doing too much, so I think that has been good for me. So yeah, feeling good overall. So yeah, today I just I don't really have anything specific that I want to talk about. I just have like some topics that didn't do much research on. I just want to come and just spitball before the year ends. And I think most of them are like relevant for the year that 2025 has been, right? So first of all, let's talk about 2025. I know that everybody was complaining, we're all complaining that this year was bad. I feel like for me, the year was like 50-50. I think it was bad, especially because of like the economy and all of that, capitalism, blah, 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 blah. I felt it this year compared to most years. And yeah, but otherwise, I think it was definitely a good year. I feel like I'm more of myself compared to myself in my previous years. I think 25, because I'm 25 now, I think 25 was a good year for me. And I remember a lot of what happened this year, because I feel like sometimes I really dissociate. Or yeah, in the past 2 years, I think I've really dissociated, where when I'm trying to remember specific events, it's really hard for me to like, yeah, so I'm really happy about that. It tells me that this year we've been taking care of ourselves. This year we've been in a good space overall. Of course, there were ups and downs, but overall, this was a good year. So the first topic that I want to talk about is, would you rather work from home for 120,000 or work in person for 240,000? So for me, for money alone, honestly, I would rather go to work in person, because Lord knows I need it. But if we're really looking at things from the way things are, so if you go to work every day, it reaches a point where you burn out. And then in those times, that's when at least for me, that's when I realize that I'm spending a lot of money. So maybe I'm spending more money for like convenience, where like I don't want to take the bus, or I don't want to, yeah, I'm taking more Ubers because I don't drive. So I'm going to be taking more Ubers on days like that. Cooking will become an issue. So for the money alone, yeah, but I feel like at the end of the day, I might still end up with that 120K that I would end up with if I was working from home. And working from home, I think 120, I feel like the fact that it's half is still not worth it for me. Maybe if it was like maybe just a little bit off, like maybe 200K work from home, yeah, I would consider it. But 120K is too, it's like 50% less than, like, yeah. And I don't even think if on those days that I'm paying for convenience, I don't think I can even make up. I don't even think I can spend 120K paying for Ubers and ordering food. I don't think so. So yeah, for me, work from home. But for mental health sake, for me, work in person. But for mental health sake, I would get why somebody would want to work from home for the 120K. But in this day and age, is 120K a lot of money? I don't know. I really don't know. Especially if you have children. And yeah, I really don't know if that's at maybe previous years 120K would have been a lot, but I don't think today is too. It's enough. Shame for me to, yeah. And also I think there's a whole, I thrive in routine, and I feel like there's a little bit of a more, there are too many variables when I'm working from home. Yeah, there will be the routine for me to wake up and work, but otherwise after that, yeah, I think just for exercise sake as well, I need to be moving up and down. So yeah, so let's go to lacking nuance on social media. So lately there's been a lot of talk. With TikTok, social media and all of that, people have been saying that Gen Zs are very like They're very black and white people. So where if they disagree with you on something, it's automatic that it's a no. It's an automatic yes. So for instance, like a good example would be like somebody's showing a recipe on how to make chili, and they're using beans, for example, right? And then somebody will comment in the comment section that, oh, but I don't like beans, which is like, duh. If you don't like beans, that means this recipe is not for you. And I feel like, yeah, and the whole outrage about everything. And another good example is where people were talking about how they wouldn't want to be friends with somebody if they were cheating on their partner. So for example, if you're close with somebody and then your best friend, for example, is cheating on their boyfriend, you don't want to be friends with your best friend anymore because they're cheating on their partner. And in my mind, I'm like, yeah, no, like, especially somebody that you've been friends with for a really long time, and then the boyfriend, you don't know him from Adam. Like, I mean, it's a different scenario if you're like, let's say you were friends with both of them. And like that friends with both of them has to be to a degree that they're both your best friends and they decided dating and they're putting you in the middle. Yeah. But somebody that you don't know, you mean to tell me that you don't want to be friends with them because they're cheating on their partner. And that's the whole thing that I feel like has been affecting social media, where we're not enjoying social media the way it should be. Like where people don't look at context clues, like where that person is coming from. Like, for example, if you already have views on something and that person is talking about their experiences, people just decide to not take that experience as their experience. People will take somebody's opinion as like an attack on them personally. So I don't know where that is coming from. And I feel like it's also the whole brain rotting as well, being on social media too much, not being out in the real world where people are lacking nuance. People are not touching grass. So if you don't touch grass, people are just talking to you on a screen. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult for you to like to exist in the gray area, right? And then another thing that I wanted to talk about is companies. I've just realized that companies are not giving us what we ask for. So, for example, Instagram, they made an update. That update, Instagram was already fine for what it was. And they made an update where when you swipe, you're getting reels instead of the messages. And I'm like, people want highlights back. I don't know if you have highlights back on Instagram, I'm not sure. But like people, I don't know. Even when you think about Netflix buying Warner Brothers, and even Warner Brothers said like, it's like that's not what people are asking for. Why is it that companies are making our decisions for us? And I've just been thinking about it. I feel like it's just at that time we're just at that point where like they know that whatever they give us, we're still gonna use their services because there's nothing else. Because of what? Capitalism, guys. I have so many things against capitalism right now. Like I feel like it's just making things really unenjoyable. Social media, Instagram, everybody is so uptight on Instagram. Netflix, I don't know, this whole canceling good shows just to put on trash, like Emily in Paris. Like I don't understand. And I've just been thinking about it, and I'm like, as much as we all have the mindset of we want to be rich, blah 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 blah, but I feel like these are all systematic problems that we as human beings put ourselves into to a certain extent, where like we are literally making ourselves harder, but we are also reinforcing the same systems because of like overconsumption. And then obviously companies know that we'll overconsume and they'll continue giving us trash, and the products will continue, the products and services, the quality will continue to dwindle, and because there's nothing else out there that gonna continuously give us trash. So bro, I don't know what else to say about that. I think I was just here to rant because I really don't have anything insightful to say about that. And then yeah, just moving on. So recently my friend and I were just talking about how back to social media, how like the whole thing of like is it soft launching, hard launching your boyfriend, the way people don't like showing their partners until maybe they're married to their partner, or they don't like telling their friends about a partner unless it's that serious. So we're just talking about how like and just tying with what has been going on a lot, like gender-based violence and all that, we're just talking about how when you open up to your friends about the type of relationship, and truthfully too, about the type of relationship you have with a guy that you're seeing, or a girl that you're seeing, or somebody or someone that you're seeing, it really it really removes you from yourself in a way that you see things clearly, more clearly than the rose tinted glasses that we tend to put on when we're in relationships. So even I know that sometimes telling your friend things can be really, really embarrassing, because some relationships are not what they are. And I feel like, just if you have friends that you are so comfortable with, where you can even tell them the most embarrassing things, I feel like it's easier to leave situations, or if it's not easier, it's easier to deal with whatever you're going through. And also your friends usually your friends will be able to tell you more clearly that, oh, whatever is going on there is not, it's not okay. And I feel like if you have good friends, telling them these things shouldn't be, they'll never make you feel bad for you being real with them. I mean, of course they can make you feel bad, but you know that it's coming from like a place of love. But if you're around people that you don't trust, yeah, that's when maybe I see that things may be difficult. And I also see that even with people that have like really good friends, they don't like telling them about the relationship because of that whole thing of like, oh, I don't want to be embarrassed, da 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 da, until I see that this is a real thing. And I feel like that's just bullshit, guys. Even if it's not a real thing, even if it ends in 2 days, like, just like, I feel like when you share about your relationships, it stops being this whole big thing, and it stops consuming you. You get what I'm saying? And like for me, I just like people that whichever person they're dating that month, they'll put it out, even if they've changed boyfriends 4 times, or I've seen all the 4 boyfriends on social media, because they're not scared to show them. I like people like that, because people like that are more like, I just feel like they don't isolate themselves, because when you keep your partner to yourself, you isolate yourself in scenarios, in situations, and you end up in situations that thrive from you being isolated, like gender-based violence, assaults in your relationships, because people don't know who you're seeing. People don't know the type of person you're seeing as well. And just moving on, just continuing about the gender-based violence, thinking about moving on to like the Diddy documentary and all that. Like, I have so many things to say about that documentary. And it's been making me think about the type of music that I listen to, the type of media that I listen to. First of all, the type of music I listen to, I've been listening to too many men. Because the funniest thing about that is that almost everybody, when you think about Diddy, when you think about R. Kelly, and I know so many artists, African artists, when you think about all of them, they really don't, like people like Ruga, people like Odomodo Black, the type of things that they say on that music. They really say like really some violating things, but you know, men around them, nobody calls it out. It's always women that have to call it out. Like men around them would just typically, what's the word? They'll just like validate them, not making them realize what they're doing is wrong. Because for example, Diddy, like they were saying that every time Diddy saw a girl with somebody, he'd do his best to get that girl. And nobody decided to call him out on that. Like, all these things that he's been doing from the 90s, 80s, mind you, until now. And he just got his consequences now. And those consequences are what? 50, was it 50 weeks or something? Is it 50 weeks? Huh? 5 years or something, isn't it? 5, I don't know, whatever, but it wasn't enough with the amount of stuff that he has done. Like R. Kelly, you say that, oh damn, whatever. Me, I'll still listen to his music, separate the art from the artist. What are we doing, guys? And also people like Tory Lanez. I know so many people that never listened to Tory Lanez before in their lives, but because he shot Megan, that's when they decided to be like, they're just trying to bring a black man down. Bro, like, I'm just like, what are we doing? And even when you listen to lyrics, even when you think about the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef last year, I really enjoyed that. That was like those weeks were like one of my favorite weeks of last year. But also, if you think about it, they were just using gender-based violence, just using rape, things like that. Was it gender-based violence and and pedophilia just to win beefs, pretty much. But you never called it out before. If you had this type of information, you never called it up before until then. That's my thing as well. 50 Cent producing that. You have known this about Diddy since. And 50 Cent, the way he released that Netflix documentary in a few months after the whole conviction should tell you that he was sitting on that information until he saw the correct time to thinking. Yeah, until we saw the correct time to release it, the way he's gonna look on top or whatever. That's my thing. Like, these people just use women. Men just use women to, just to one up each other, but never but you never see, you barely see men standing up. And even when you think about like on TikTok and Instagram, people putting on like purple profile pictures just to in support of whatever, in support of what they were trying to do in South and all that. You see men now coming with green profile pictures because to support gen men. I'm like, guys, I'm just like, when women are just not seen as people. It's either we're seen as like baby makers, like, guys. And I'm just like, and honestly, it's really in the media that we consume, where like hip hop, where even me, like, even somebody even said that, being a hip hop fan as a girl is like one of the most embarrassing thing ever, because you'll be listening to a song and then you'll be listening to a guy calling you all sorts of things and you're like, shh, bro, what am I doing? But you just love the music so much. And in my mind, I'm like, at what point are we gonna understand that? Even though I feel like this these are one of the reasons why I feel like separating the art from the artist doesn't work, because until people need to realize that even talented people can be even talented people can be really messed up. And you should know that art comes from somewhere. Like, people that are artists should tell you that art comes from somewhere. So it's been making me question that, where is this art coming from? Like, because it's like problematic art. I'm just like, man, this coming year I just want to be more intentional about the type of music. I really want to remove the amount of men that I listen to. And then on top of that, we perpetuate this standard where there's so many talented women, but they don't get anywhere because being talented, being an artist, being a musician, being a rapper, being a whatever artist is always male dominated. Like, and then things that are female dominated are always looked down upon as if they're not art. And I'm just like, yo, guys, yeah, I think, yeah, things like that just make me tired of men, man. Because even the people that are even considered the best men are like pretty much the most mediocre woman out there. Because they don't talk about anything. They don't stand for anything. It's just nonsense. And yeah, I've just been thinking about that a lot. Shame. So yeah, that's all I wanted to come rant on before the year ends. And I wonder what you guys are doing I hope you guys are enjoying your Christmas, first of all. And I hope you are wrapping up your year really well. And just to add on, how that like capitalism is killing us? The way people didn't slow down this December should tell you something. People worked until that last day. Corporate world was still running. I didn't receive emails from anybody that was saying that, out of the office. Like, only very privileged people were out of the office during this December period. So that should tell you about the times that we're staying in, bro. Like, yeah. And all these problems are human caused, man. So at what point, when are we gonna say enough is enough? But is it even fair to ask for that from humans when we're all trying to survive? I think that's the only way capitalism thingy thrives, man. It works people to the bone, where they're so tired, where they don't even think about how to change the situations that they're in, because everybody's just trying to survive, which is crazy. And yeah, so my songs for the podcast today, and thank you so much for joining, guys. My songs for the podcast today are just going to be some songs that really made a big impression on me in the past year. But that's the thing as well. Even my songs for the podcast guys, I'm just really tired of myself. Like, they're just songs by men. I'm just like, what the hell, guys. Wouldn't they? This is just being a hypocrite here. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not gonna give a song of the podcast because it's a male. Right now, I'm just yeah. Right now, I don't know, shame. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna link my 2025 recap playlist to the podcast, and then you guys can just go through the music that I was really listening to throughout this year and just let me know how you think about it. And thank you guys for joining, and don't forget, don't take yourself and life too seriously.